Now on News Channel 6 at 6, when it rains, it pours, quite literally. Coming up, heavy flooding is causing big sewage issues in one area. Plus, Augusta leaders are split on the future of the Law Enforcement Center. Why some commissioners say using the building for a dual purpose, it's not going to work. Next. And Georgia lawmakers are spreading holiday cheer, how they're keeping the season bright for patients at the Children's Hospital of Georgia, as your News at 6 starts right now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 6.
Hey guys, good evening. I'm Ashley Osborne in for Brad and Jenny. They've got some well-deserved time off tonight. Coverage you can count on begins with breaking news out of Aiken County. Crews are on the scene of a natural dam break. It happened near Richardson Lake Road. News Channel 6's Devin Johnson is live there now, where crews are working to monitor where the water is flowing. Devin, what can you see from where you are right now?
Yes, Ashley, neighbors around here say around 2 o'clock, the water that was right behind me was all the way up to the roadways, and it kind of flooded over to another house. Aiken County Sheriff Captain Abdullah tells me he got the call from a homeowner who was experiencing flooding. Currently, emergency crews do not know what caused this National Dam's retaining wall to break, but Captain Abdullah says portion of the water from the retaining wall are spilling into another pond. So right now they are currently monitoring that area, and the roadways of this area is now open back up. And tonight at 10, at 11, you can hear from that homeowner whose house was flooded. Live in Aiken, I'm Devin Johnson, WJBF News Channel 6.
Thanks, Devin, for working hard out there tonight. One South Augusta neighborhood says they've battled the county for decades because of their sewage overflow. They say the flooding is so out of control that it's seeped into neighbors' homes. News Channel 6's Jenna Kelly talked to people who live there about what they want to see happen.
Sewage water is overflowing the streets of Virginia Avenue, and when Jamie Brown woke up this morning, she even saw it in her bathtub.
Anything that somebody is going to flush down the toilet is in this water. So it's toilet water, it's human waste, it's feminine products, it's anything and everything.
Brown has had enough. She reached out to the county, who she says only responded when she was last seen on the news.
The lift station, they are like actively building the lift station right now, but their temporary fix was supposed to hold up until they got done. He has no idea what he's driving through.
Brown has lived there for 8 years. Her neighbor, Dennis Gates, on the other hand.
I've lived here since 1973.
So how long have you tried to get this problem?
I've been trying to get this problem solved since 1979.
Almost 30 years, Gates has been fighting this issue.
Everybody knows things can be done overnight, but gee whiz, this is not an overnight problem. This just didn't happen today.
The county is spending $8 million on a pump station, but Gates says he'll believe it when he sees it.
The county commissioner has been knowing about it ever since they've been in there. Marion Williams, Dennis Williams, they know about it. They know about it, but they don't want to, help us out.
Augusta City leaders told News Channel 6 the pump station will be up by midsummer. Reporting in Augusta, Jenna Kelly, WJBF News Channel 6.
Wow, that is gross. Gross outside, but not quite as gross as that story, hopefully.
Well, one of the things we like to tell people is that when you see flooded roadways, turn around, don't drown.
Absolutely.
That stuff is also included in some of those flooded roadways because some of the older, sewage systems, they break down, they have issues with holding floodwaters. So really you don't want to be involved in driving in that stuff because then it gets in your car, and that's even more gross. So just stay away from the flooded roadways, and good luck to you if you have to go through it, but please don't if you need to. We are seeing some of the rain taper off. We are cloudy right now. Temperatures are in the upper 50s. We're going to continue to stay right in that 50-degree range for the rest of your night. Tomorrow we will see a bright and sunny day. It's going to be a little breezy for your Christmas Eve. It's going to set up a nice Christmas day. I'll have more on that coming up in just a little bit.
Thanks, Alex. Well, a school bus driver is facing several charges after a child was hit by a car last week. It happened on Old Waynesboro Road. That's where officials say bus driver Talunda Smith stopped to load off students without activating the flashing lights or the stop sign. The 12-year-old then crossed in front of the bus where an SUV hit the child. Authorities say Smith activated warning lights and the stop sign after the incident. She's been charged with felony cruelty to children in the 2nd degree and misdemeanor school bus driver responsibilities. No charges have been filed against the SUV driver. The Richmond County School System has responded to the incident. They say, quote, "We're aware of the charges brought against a Richmond County School System bus driver due to actions resulting in the injury of a student from Pine Hill Middle School. We've cooperated with the Richmond County Sheriff's Office as they investigated this matter, and we will continue to do so," end quote. A vigil will be held on Christmas Eve for a Graniteville mother and her small child, Melisha Jackson, and her 1-year-old son Elijah, murdered last week. A candlelight service will be held in their memory tomorrow night. It starts at 5 p.m. at Bethlehem Baptist Church. Meanwhile, their killers still wanted. Police believe the 3 people shown on this video shot and killed Jackson and her son. It happened last week at the Kalmia Apartments. Reward money is being offered for their arrest. The Augusta Commission chambers will have a new look in the new year. When they sit down again in January, a new meeting management system will be in place. Now a signal light will replace commissioners raising their hands to be recognized to speak.
You don't have to sit down and keep waving your hand to be ignored on occasion. And let's face it, if it's a individual preference of something and you know you have opposition, you might not recognize that person.
The new system costs $27,000 and it does not allow the person chairing the meeting to turn off the microphone of the person speaking. Save it and use it or knock it down. Those are the options for the old law enforcement center. Last week, though, Augusta commissioners raised a few eyebrows when they failed to postpone demolition. News Channel 6's senior reporter George Escala tells us commissioners are going to hear more about the building in January because it's wanted by movie makers and the juvenile court.
Augusta commissioners will begin the new year facing an old issue, the future of the law enforcement center, and whether it should be saved from the wrecking ball for movie making as well as juvenile court, and whether the building is big enough for both of that. The old LEC could be seen by millions in the movies, say some commissioners, if it is saved.
We absolutely can wait a year or 2 years. I mean, we really want to wait until Suicide Squad comes out in 2021 to see the impact of that movie.
But last week, the full commission voted not to delay the old LEC's demolition, saying there are questions about putting the juvenile court there.
Judge Brown had asked for space for juvenile court for quite a while, and we tried to work out something, and we're still looking for something.
Juvenile court wants the old LEC, but officials say they are willing to work with movie makers.
The city can use it for both purposes. You know, they could use it on weekends to make all the movies they want to make. We could use it during the week.
But some commissioners don't think that arrangement would work. Can juvenile court and the movie makers share the same space?
No, you know, that building's not even ready for anybody to move in.
I don't think that's possible. Nobody's discussed that with me. It would be just strictly for film use. We know that we need to find something for the juvenile court system, and we're going to work to do that through SPLOST 8. So no, I wouldn't be a proponent of that.
Mayor Pro Tem Franham wants to delay the demolition of the law enforcement center and believes commissioners will be going along, saying movie makers will be coming in January to talk about the potential jobs the movies there will create. In Augusta, George Escala, WJBF, News Channel 6.
Well, James Brown's daughter says she's keeping his spirit of giving alive. Today at May Park, about 300 local kids got early Christmas presents during the annual James Brown Toy Giveaway. The Godfather of Soul started the event 29 years ago. Since his death, his foundation has carried on the holiday tradition. And newly elected Senator Kelly Loeffler and Congressman Rick Allen are working to keep the season bright. The pair spent the day touring the Children's Hospital of Georgia and the Georgia Cancer Center. Thanks to Loeffler and Allen, patients can now snuggle up with a new blanket this holiday season.
Being able to talk to the doctors about their patient-centered work, their research focus, their collaboration in the community, their ability to innovate is really inspiring, and it's just great timing as I go to Washington to work on some of these challenges.
The hospital staff collected more than 800 blankets. Patients also got Christmas cards signed by more than 800 employees. Good news from Burke County. After nearly a year, construction on the home for a brave quadruple amputee is now complete. Christopher Grubisa opened the doors to his new home on Pool Melton Road this morning. Along with the Burke County Sheriff's Office and the builders, he announced that his ADA compliant home is now finished. Work started on his birthday this year in January. Grubisa lost his limbs to a rare bacterial meningitis 2 years ago. He says he can now live the life he needs to in order to help his family.
I can get around easier in here. I'm able to go and take a load off of my wife, and be able to brush my teeth now by myself, get into the bathroom by myself. If the kids need help with something, I'm able to get to them quick and easy. Everything is open enough and big enough where I can get through without, only where I can think of is feeling imprisoned.
The total cost of the home, including donations, was around $300,000. A local mother is using her grief to raise awareness after she lost her daughter to Hodgkin's lymphoma. Falasha Talbert tells us her 18-year-old daughter, LaShante Jackson, was healthy until she noticed a growth on her neck back in March. The swollen lymph node was Hodgkin's lymphoma. Her doctor told us the rare blood cancer, uncommon with only about 6,000 cases each year. Jackson died in October. Her mother wants people to check and double check their own health.
A friend may be telling you, hey, this lump came on my arm. I don't know where it's coming from, girl. Tell them to go get it checked out. Regardless, if it's a scratch, go. We'll figure out bills later.
Renetta DuBose will have their full story for you on News Channel 6 tonight at 7. Coming up, the impeachment battle on Capitol Hill. A closer look at demands from both parties next.